Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Game Fountain. Here's everything you need to know about the new Spider-Man Miles Morales game. Spider-Man Miles Morales release date. Spider-Man Miles Morales will release on launch day for the PS5, which we now know is going to be November 12th in the US, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Australia, New Zealand, and South Korea, and November 19th for everywhere else, including the UK. The Ultimate Edition that ships with both Spider-Man Miles Morales and Marvel's Spider-Man will be available from launch day too, so you can be shooting webs across Manhattan as both Miles Morales and Peter Parker before the year is out. We now know that the PS4 version of the game is coming on launch day too, despite Sony's previously hardline stance on PS5 exclusives being PS5 exclusives.
It'll be on a much smaller scale. It doesn't end here. The prices aren't the only piece of info we got, because we can also see the
Spider-Man Miles Morales trailers. The latest, hottest Spider-Man Miles Morales trailer came at the PS5 event livestream in September, showing off some actual gameplay. Technically running on a PC emulating the PS5 engine, there are some unusual beats here, including Spider-Man interrupting some thugs, Spider-Man catching a falling train carriage with his webs, and web-slinging a civilian to safety, as well as a better look at some of the antagonists you can expect to be fighting in the game. Before that, we got a pretty brief reveal trailer which showed Miles in action across New York City, putting his powers to use. This was shortly followed by a trailer recap featuring devs at Insomniac Games chatting about what you see and the use of Miles' bioinvisibility in the game.
Games, movies, whatever it may be, people just love their physical media, and I'm not necessarily in that camp. I don't mind getting the physical copy of something, and sometimes I will go out of my way to get
Spider-Man Miles Morales price. Spider-Man Miles Morales will retail for $59.99 in the US, meaning we can expect a $49.99 price tag in the UK and around $80 in Australia. We're also told that the Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Edition will launch both physically and digitally on the PlayStation Store for $69.99 on launch day, which throws in the brilliant PS4 game for just $10 more. We'd expect the Ultimate Edition to cost about $59.99 in the UK and $99 in Australia too. That's a AAA price tag on both counts, despite the fact that it's not really a full-fledged sequel. The closest comparison is probably Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, a 2017 game in the Uncharted series that followed a new set of characters without overhauling the underlying mechanics of the previous game. The Lost Legacy was also notably cheaper than the usual AAA title, costing $39 in the US instead of a full $59, though the jump to next gen has unsurprisingly meant you're not really going to get a saving.
On November 20th, 2020, at a recommended retail price of $40 US. And honestly, regardless of the rumors coming from this Iron Man PS5 on Twitter or
Spider-Man PS5, how long is it? It's been revealed by the game's creative director, Brian Horton, that Miles Morales will take the same length of time to play as Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which clocked in at 7 to 10 hours. A blog post by Horton revealed that you'll experience a full story arc with Miles, one that's more akin to a game like Uncharted: The Lost Legacy in terms of overall scope. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales is an important, heartfelt, emotional, and essential experience to expanding the Marvel Spider-Man's universe, and we hope it will be for you as well.
The original PlayStation 5 reveal event. I said I'd bet hard that this Miles Morales game was originally conceived as DLC content for the original Spider-Man game. I mean, we had Miles Morales.
Spider-Man Miles Morales performance. Being a next-gen title means that expectations are high for Spider-Man Miles Morales when it comes to its visuals and performance. Insomniac has confirmed that the game will support an optional 4K 60fps performance mode for those who prefer a higher frame rate. At the moment, we don't have any details on what the game's quality mode will offer. However, with performance mode offering 60fps at 4K, it's possible that quality mode will place features like ray tracing front and center at the expense of that high frame rate. We have, however, heard from the game's creative director Brian Horton, who spoke out about how the haptic feedback will give players a sense of which direction attacks are coming from by providing haptic feedback from the appropriate direction on the DualSense wireless controller. Horton also comments on how players will be able to feel what it's like to use Miles' various abilities, such as Stealth or Venom Blast. Because of the high resolution of DualSense wireless controller's haptic system, we can really push the dimensionality of the feedback, says Horton. For instance, as you hold down square to do a Venom punch, you feel Spider-Man's bioelectricity crackle across from the left side of the controller, culminating in the right side of the impact.
This is something that we're seeing a lot with PlayStation first-party games, with them giving us the option of a performance mode or resolution mode, and I hope this is something that continues into the next generation.
Spider-Man Miles Morales story and gameplay. If we play 2018 Spider-Man, you'll have seen Miles before as a supporting character, so it's not overly surprising to see him heads up in his own title. But Brian Horton writes that players can expect a new story with new set pieces, fresh villains, and unique guests across Marvel's New York City. Asserting that Miles' multicultural background reflects a more modern, diverse world, and we knew that Miles' origin story as a Spider-Man was something that needed its own game. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly in August 2020, Insomniac reiterated that the game would not be a full-blown sequel and will instead have a story with a length comparable to Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. Creative director Brian Holden said it's a full arc for Miles Morales that started in Spider-Man, and that Insomniac is completing this hero's coming of age in our game. It is a complete story. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.